Hello, all. This is Abhishek speaking, and today I'll be talking about the Power BI challenges, and this is my research topic. Let's go with the Power BI. What is Power BI? As you are familiar with our project, you know pretty much about it. So, what is Power BI? Power BI is a collection of software, services, and app that works together to turn your unrelated software sources of data into the visualization form or the graphical representation. Where the user can able to read and write data more clearly, and it's user friendly for everyone, as well as you don't have to be a coder or a developer to know about the Power BI tools. um, it also drags all the data from the Excel sheet, not only the queries. It also drag the Excel sheet and helps to form into the different pictures. According to the research, this application has been one of the perfect tool to represent all the data into the visualization form. The data can be anything from the Excel sheet, as I already mentioned, and as a cloud-based too. So let's go with the methodology I used for the research for this Power BI challenges. So I took research method and experiment method for my research, because research method is one of the most credibility part, which we gain more knowledge about it, knowledge about our problems, as well as what researchers thinks about it, and it will help us to be more strong with our problems with the other researchers. As well as the experiment method, they are connected with each other, because if you do the research, then you should have some credibility, you should have some experiments going on. So I use the experiment method hypothetically and practically to prove that the problems are still there in our it's still there in this today's world, as well as the people are solving, the researchers are solving, and the developers are solving for the application for Power BI tools. Let's move on with the another slides, and we do have how does it work. As we're pretty much sure about how does it work, it helps to connect the data sources from one of the application like the SQL Server or the Oracle, and it directly imports to the Power BI. So we need to get a username so that it will be connected with together, because we need to connect together so that all the data will be transferred more easily, and there will be no problems after any breakdowns. And providing, as it tell that it doesn't only helps the developers, it also helps the business people who wants to show their graphical representation in the business world, and it is very easy for them to explain what's going on and how the data is flowing throughout the visualization or a picture form. So as you see here in the picture, there's an example of a dashboard that from the Power BI application tool. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers, as you see over here, which represents the each part, each calculates and represent the each part of the data. As you see in the here map, it also helps to easily track where data is flowing and where data is going in which states. So it's mainly focused on the companies, like how the companies are dealing with it, and easy for clients or vendor to explain how the company's data is going on and how the company is storing their data. So we go with the challenges. According to the research, the challenges I came up with is complexity in nature. Data sources handling is really poor. The quality of the data will not be great, as well as it will save all the raw data over there, and the performance issue is really slow, because if you store more data day by day, then the performance of the tools will be really slow, and it will hang your computer, or you have to their data will be corrupted. So these are the challenges we as a user faced while using the Power BI tools. So we do have a solution. If you have a challenge, then we do have a solution. As a solution, it is hypothetically and practically proven. So experience in more data handling information. So this is one of the important solution that I came up with the data handling software, because people should know, the users should know what they are using it and how to overcome it. So you need to be more experienced to use the tools that what you are doing it, as well as the software that you are using. High quality data software installation, as in 2020 there are a lot of application version is upgraded. For example, SQL Server is upgraded into the Azure, which helps the data to filter out automatically without any codes or without any queries. So we should have a high quality data software in every computer so that people will not face any problem, as well as it will go it will flow nicely. The data breakdown for the big data. So this is hypothetically proven. Like if you break down the data from like bigger to the small chunk, then it will store very easily without any corruptions. So we have to break down the data for it. If there is a big massive data flowing, then we have to break down it and we have to store it into the tools so that there will be no any errors for further complications. So let's move on with the another slide. So we do have an implementation did in our Power BI tools. So I try to increase the capacity of the storage, which helps to store more data over there, and there will be no any other um, any errors coming up with in the in the respect with the capacity for the storage, and it will not be a hang, and the computer will be really fast, as well as the tools will be really usable. So SQL queries to filter out the raw data. So I implement some of the SQL queries to filter out the raw data, and it filter out some of the data, but not completely. Though it's not a perfect query that I did, but it's like it helps to filter some of the data and makes the error a little bit less than the warnings. Then Lex complicity is that we don't have to put all the, or we don't have to use all the tools that is present in the Power BI application, because there are different kind of sectors that we can use it. As I said, that not only the developers, any of the users can able to use the Power BI application. So according to our needs, we have to choose the tools that we need and work according to that. So as you see in a picture over here, there are the query, and the query which is done manually, as we can filter out automatically from the application. But this application's filter is not really good, which filter out no, it will not filter out every raw data. So if we do manually with the editing queries, then it will filter out the data, as well as will lose some of the data too. So this complication is coming up while implementing the query. And according to the research, the performance for the Power BI might face some problems, and it has been observed that it has not been able to process more than 2,000 to 3,000 rows without running into issues for some queries. It is stated from the knowledge note, which is coming from 2019, and they are still trying to figure out these issues. The suggestion I like to give is the debugging, because debugging is one of the best tool for developers. If you don't know debugging, then you will not know the problems were going on. So it helps to pinpoint your problems and helps to fix that, and try to make more try to build more logic what's going on with that problem. As I already mentioned and stated about the tools and for the less complexity, because as we know, business users have their different ideas, as and the developer has their different ideas. Let's not say developers, the IT has a different ideas. So we can just separate these two things differently, or different package, so that there will be no confusion with the users. And the most important part I would like to suggest is for the MacBook, because the users who use Macs will not have privilege for the Power BI. They have to use for different other third parties application to go for the Power BI. But the Windows, it's you we do have an installation for that, and they can able to use it. So my suggestion for debugging, less complexity, and Mac OS is kind of critical, because these are the really important part we need to see, and user as the developer has to look on it. The expectation I have for the for my implementation and for my topic is there are is that proper is that it is a medium to showcase the problems that the Power BI is dealing with the user. This paper has stated the potential issues in the application and some solution with a suggestion for the issues. The expectation I had in myself is to get resolved for some issue, because some of the solutions are hypothetical and some of the theories are for experimental, and it may resolve or may not be resolved depending upon how the team is handling. But I'm really positive towards my solution that it will help to fix the bugs and make it a newer, greater version. And I hope in the future that it also provide privilege to the Mac users. So these are the expectation I have for my Power BI challenges. And these are the reference I took from the researchers and make my problems more stronger with the solutions I have. So thank you for looking my presentation, and I hope you like it. And I'll be waiting for the critics and suggestion that what can be done to overcome these challenges. Thank you all. Have a good day. Okay.